Hey YouTubers, Raven here,
Starfire
and today we're talking about the past two episodes
of The
of The Flash.
Flash.
Woo!
So, season
Yes.
9, episode 10, A New World Reunions, part
Mm-hmm.
1, and then episode 11, A New World, part 2, The Blues.
Yep. Um, part one introduced that blue crystal thing.
Cobalt Blue.
Well, like their idea of cobalt blue is really interesting, and it's different from what I thought it would.
I mean, I don't know if that's, but like immediately when they said that, because it's like the color of it is that, so I immediately
Mhm.
just thought Cobalt Blue.
Right, but cobalt blue is supposed to be a Flash character.
Okay.
Like it's Cobalt Blue is a physical character.
Uh,
um,
yeah.
yeah, he's a evil version of Flash. Just like Zoom and Reverse Flash, and Godspeed and stuff like that. Cobalt Blue. I'm pretty sure he's evil. He might be. He might be anti-hero. Not too sure.
Mhm.
I don't know a lot about him. Um, but yeah. Um, I know there's a version of Cobalt Blue, um, that is whose last name is West.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know if it's like related to Iris or not. I don't think he was. I'm not too sure. But yeah, his outfit is, let's see, I've seen it as white and blue, like the promos for Eddie, right?
Mhm.
And I've seen it as like black and blue. I'm pretty sure I've seen it with black instead of white. Um, and like a blue lightning bolt or something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I mean, they got his origin right. Like he worked at Mercury Labs, and he was a scientist there. And see, for him, something went wrong in like an experiment or something. Like he didn't get struck with no lightning, like Eddie did.
Mhm.
Um, he was like experimenting or something like that, and it went wrong, and he became Cobalt Blue. Um,
So is Eddie supposed to be Cobalt Blue?
hmm that it looks like that's what they're going for. Um, it looks like Eddie's gonna be one with the crystal, and
Mhm.
he probably will be the last one with the crystal. Um, like I've seen clips of Nora with it, which hurts
Yeah.
my soul. Um, like there was a straight up comment on a Twitter post where it had like a little clip of Nora with it, and like she's like hugging her dad and then like electrocutes him. And then the tagline was, "That's a little excessive, don't you think?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good one." Um, but I think that the last one to have it will be Eddie. So he's going to end up being the big bad, you know?
Mhm.
Um, I I remember Barry asking him if he was the negative Speed Force. Not Eddie, but like the blue crystal, right? And I'm pretty sure he said no. So having everyone talk about him as if he is the negative Speed Force is a little disconcerting because I'm like, didn't he say he wasn't? Didn't it say that it was? I don't, you know, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Um, but yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Like I could be wrong. He could have said sure or yes or whatever. But I know in the comics Cobalt Blue was not negative Speed Force. That's a different character.
Mhm.
But even though they try to stay within like comic lore as much as possible in the show, especially since the current showrunner took over. I'm not too sure, but I don't believe that Cobalt Blue has ever been expressed as the negative Speed Force before.
Mhm.
I think that has always been a separate character.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like um Barry getting to see his parents again.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
My heart.
Right? Like it finally came like full circle. Like the past couple times that he's made it to that night, he's like always been scared of it and like
Mm.
doing his best to protect. But like I don't like this time it's like he accepted it. Like this had to happen. I do love the fact that he tried to warn Thawne.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that this Thawne was like pre-Flash Thawne. Because I mean, if y'all remember last time we did a review, I was pretty ham about how angry that this was gonna make me.
About what?
Thawne, because he had that redemption arc.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm glad that it's like, no, this is like legitimately like past Thawne. Like this is pre-Flash Thawne. So it didn't screw up his his redemption arc because it's the origin of the Flash. Without this moment, the Flash never happened, so he never gets a redemption arc if this moment never happens.
Right.
So I was glad that I was wrong, and
Yeah.
because I did not want to spend this review ranting about how they screwed up an amazing character arc.
Right.
So yeah. But what did you think of the time that you got to spend with mom and dad?
I thought it was nice that he got to just kind of see them one last time and he was able to really just spend time with them and see how much like they really loved him and you know um and was able to like make peace with that. It was able to have that closure that he'd never had and like
Mm-hmm.
always had been able to and always was trying to get, because by changing the timelines and by doing all the things that he did
Mm-hmm.
every time that happened, because like Thawne was saying, that's a fixed point. Like,
Well, Thawne didn't know that at the time, but yeah.
no, he didn't, but it is a fixed point, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's always going to happen. That's just always how what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And So I liked what Barry told him when he's like, you know, I have peace and
Mhm.
I
I
have
have you to thank for that.
huh?
Oh, he's like, I have you to thank for that. Like,
Yeah.
the
Did you
moment
see
he
his
said,
face when he said that though? Like
yes. Oh, Thon's face? Oh my god.
yeah.
Like, he was so just done. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But you know what? In the future, you're gonna train him.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, you're not gonna get your revenge. You have to train him to be the Flash. That's more revenge than Barry has over him. Besides just, getting the final hurrah going, you didn't make me suffer tonight. You gave me peace. Like, and then on top of that, oh, by the way, I mean, he didn't say this, but oh, by the way, you have to train me in becoming the Flash. So
Yeah.
have a great future. Your ancestor will kill you. So,
Yep.
ugh. Yeah, like, I don't know, like, it's just, I died laughing. I really did.
Yeah.
But it was great seeing his parents back.
It was.
I loved seeing how they were together because you never really got much of that throughout the
Yeah,
entire
I liked
series.
that too.
So, like, seeing how caring Nora was, like,
And I always loved the two people that played his parents. Like,
mm-hmm.
they were really good. John Wesley Shipp, I mean, he's the OG. Like, it's just from the beginning, I've constantly said it's so awesome that he got to be a part of this Flash because
Yeah.
he played the Flash in the 90s TV show. And so, you know, it's really cool that he got to be Henry Allen and he got to be, you know, the Flash with the helmet. And yeah.
His name is still Henry, but his last name isn't Allen because in that version of reality on Earth 2, his dad left them, so he took his mom's last name,
Yeah, but I
not his
mean,
dad's. But
he got to be
other
Earth
than
2 Flash and he got to be
right.
Henry and he got to be, you know, and it's just really cool that he got to be a part of it. And I liked how that came full circle in the Crisis crossover with his character.
Yep.
We didn't like what happened with Barry, but yeah, whatever. The stuff with Henry and Flash, Earth 2 Flash was really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, like since it's ending, I think that I don't know the name of the actress who plays Nora, but she's really good. And of course John Wesley Shipp. So
Yeah. I rolled my eyes and laughed at, like, as Henry and Nora are running up to Barry on the street. She's like, he looks just like my father. Like, girl, he's passed out in the middle of the street. Isn't that the time? Like,
it's literally like I didn't think about this when I was watching it, but it's literally like Back to the Future when Marty like gets hit by the car and he's like laying in the middle of the street and Lorraine's
yeah,
dad
but his
is like
mom's not hitting on him.
yeah, and Lorraine's dad is like, come quick, another boy just whatever, I forgot what he said, but it was like a peeping Tom thing. And so then they bring him in and like all that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a reference or not, but it just made me think of that. So
yeah.
just that
But I
particular
was just like,
part, not the rest of it. But
right. I was like, Girl, now is not the time to be noticing how cute this guy is, okay? Like, I mean, I know she didn't say he's cute. He looks just like my father. Those were her words. But you took the time to notice his features. Like, like now is not the time to be checking this dude out like that.
Yeah.
Like, check for vitals and get him to the hospital. Like, that's it. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Or just bring him inside the house and like... do, where am I? Oh my gosh, right? It's my mom, my age. Ah!
Right. I think because there were what 3 flashes there that night then? There's the one hiding in the cabinet, right?
Mm.
And then there's the future version of the one hiding in the cabinet that came back and told him no, right? And then there's this version of him. Did he overwrite the one that told the one behind the door no? Because this version of him ended up telling him no. So that confused me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And also, I was like, okay, so there's 2 flashes running around Nora right now trying to, like, chase Reverse Flash. And you're telling me that 2 flashes can't defeat Thawne? Like, like that's going through my head. And I'm like, okay. Like, what? I mean, I know they're not there to do that because they have to fix the timeline. Or one of them is fixing the timeline, and then the other one is, you know, along for the ride.
Yeah.
But it was a great episode, and I loved the fact that Barry tried to save him from becoming Harrison Wells, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, don't do it tonight. You will lose everything. Don't go.
Yeah.
And then, like, just the realization that Thawne had after he talked to Gideon and saw Barry there, he's like, you knew.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, he knew, but he couldn't tell you. Like,
nope.
Is a fixed point. He can't tell you the future. And besides that, you're from the future. You should have known the outcome. Like, read the history logs. How dense can you be?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless Barry erased that part from the logs, you know. I don't know.
Yeah. What else happened in the first part?
Let's see.
Mark and Keone.
That was the second part.
Oh.
Yeah. Joe became possessed in the first part.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did.
Yeah. That was very interesting.
It was.
I love when Barry first arrived to the police station and he ran into Singh and he like, Captain Singh, and he's like, it's detective. He's like right, I just call everyone Captain. Hey Cap. I'm just like, you're an idiot. A lovable idiot, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, seeing Joe as an officer and not a detective, like, it was very weird. seeing him in that police uniform, you know?
Mhm. It was, yeah.
But I'm kind of surprised that they didn't show us like young Iris at all in in that episode, you know?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, yeah, taking over Joe was a stroke of genius, but what about taking over baby Iris? Like, that'd
Oh
be an
my
even
gosh,
bigger
that would be
stroke of
so
genius.
weird.
Seeing evil baby Iris, like
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Iris, 6-year-old evil villain.
So,
Sorry, what, 8
so
or
it was
10
Cobalt Blue that was
actually?
in Joe, right? That was possessing.
Yeah. Yeah, because apparently Cobalt Blue is supposed to be um like a natural occurrence according to Keon.
Mm.
Like that's what she said in the second episode. That she
Mhm.
couldn't purge Cobalt Blue from a body system like from Allegra because it's a element. It's a
Mhm.
natural element. So she couldn't purge it.
Mhm.
Um I'm like, okay. So that really confused me, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm not used to Cobalt Blue being a little freaking diamond, like a little crystal thing. Like it's a character, not an object. Like it's straight up the way they. I swear they walked onto the set of Supergirl and stole a crystal from Krypton and colored it blue.
Hmm.
Like it straight up looks like one of the little memory stone, like one of the little memory crystals that they use, and they stuck into the like that's like how those stones are shaped. Like in every incarnation of the supers, like in all the movies, you know, the Christopher Reeve
Mhm.
movies and everything, like the crystals from Krypton were shaped like that, and then like in Smallville, the crystals were shaped like that, like. And
Mhm.
then in Supergirl, you know, the crystals were shaped like that. So it's like, did y'all just walk onto the set, take a crystal, and go, "Here's Cobalt Blue"? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know they don't have a monopoly on crystals being shaped like that because they are natural. There are naturally occurring crystals here that look like that, you know. But just within the universe that they've established, the only time you've really seen crystals like that are from Krypton.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay.
Yep.
Um, so I think we've covered episode 1.
Okay.
Um, I liked episode 2 well enough.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Mhm. Um,
That
I
was when
kind
all
of
the stuff with
enjoyed
like
following
Eddie was going
Eddie.
on.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed a little bit of the Eddie stuff, but some of it just kind of got long in the tooth, like him shouting at people as he's walking down the street.
Just
I was
like,
like, I don't care.
yeah.
Like you established that he was starting to go crazy and hear voices when he was in the police station. We
Mm,
didn't need to see him walking down the street yelling at people and saying it like, "Did you hear that? Did you say something?" Like,
yeah.
no, we didn't need that. Um, but like as soon as that girl walked out, like I was like, I know that's not the chief, but who is she? She looks so familiar. Straight up is the girl who's always been an officer since episode 1. She's
Mhm.
finally detective. I was like, oh my gosh, girl.
I know, right?
Like I felt so proud of her. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I was so happy. Like, oh. I don't know, just like seeing her like graduate to detective was just like chef's kiss,
I know that was so cool.
Mhm. Yeah, because she helped a lot, and she was always there, getting injured, but she was always there.
Hmm.
She was always trying to help. I mean, like, I know a lot of the police officers were like that, but they never focused on any of them. They always focused her,
Right.
but they never did anything with her character, which made me really sad because I wanted to know her better. I wanted to like you're going to focus her as a police officer, give us some information about her, you know? So like I don't know, like seeing her make detective just made me happy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Um, Iris went into labor.
She did. She did.
Um,
Um,
I don't
let's
know if you
see.
saw it, but like on Twitter, I had like quote tweeted something on our Twitter page, and they're like they screenshot a part of like from like TV Line where it's like since the Flash's Iris got pregnant earlier than she was supposed to, did that have any effect on baby Nora? And they're like, I actually ran your question by Grant Gustin when he visited TV Line, and he shared, we did talk about that. What if, because the timing has changed, it's not actually Nora? And it's funny, the characters never actually go there with their words. It's just assumed it's Nora. And
Mhm.
so the person is like, oh, what if it's not just Nora? What if we get the tornado twins? And I'm like,
Yo.
and then I quote tweeted and I'm like, we better get the tornado twins.
Mhm. Yes, I've been saying that since the moment Keon announced that she was pregnant. I was like, oh, we are like way far away from this moment in time. We best be getting the twins. I think I've said that almost every episode. Like every review since the announcement, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I totally agree. We best be getting twins. Like, mm-mm. It best be twins. Like, seriously, I cannot handle this. I need the twins. Like, it's been teased since what, season one?
I don't know if it was that far, but
I mean, not Iris having the twins, but the tornado twins as a concept. Because I think in season one I think it was season one, we had two tornadoes side by side in an episode,
mm-hmm.
and everyone was drawing parallels to tornado twins. Because when
Oh
there's
yeah.
two tornadoes that touch down next to each other, they're called twin tornadoes. So it's the tornado twins. So from that moment, it's just like it's almost like they promised us tornado twins in the future, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't just not deliver. And
Yeah.
like I mean, as a showrunner, like he's a huge fan of the comics. He knows how important having the tornado twins are to Barry's story. Like and to like the story of the Flash family in general, he best stick with it.
Yeah. I know,
I
right?
mean, like we can we can jump off of that like in a couple of years after everyone's kind of mellowed out from all this like TV show influx of superhero shows and stuff. Like maybe in a couple years time we can jump and have another Flash show, but it's like it's not Barry, it's not Nora, it's not Bart, it's like grandchildren, and it's because they had the twins that they're able to do that. So I
Mhm.
mean, definitely because they had the twins, because Nora's not gonna have children. I
Mhm.
mean, she might, but they be adopted. Because I mean, they kind of showed her like attracted to her best friend. So yeah,
Yeah.
some hints there that Nora is not exactly playing the girl's side of the field there. um, but like Bart having kids, he's been shown to be highly attracted to females. So
Yeah.
so grandbabies can happen that way.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, there's always a possibility of them doing that sometime in the future. And I can only see that happening because they have twins, you know?
Mhm.
um, I enjoyed Eddie digging up his grave and finding it empty.
That was weird.
Right? Because it's just like, what? Like, I forgot that Eddie's body got sucked up
I know. When I
into
saw
the
that it was
wormhole.
emptied, I was like, empty. I was like, wait, that's right. He did get sucked up.
Hmm.
I was
So then I
like,
was like, wait, so this actually makes sense. This legitimately could have happened. That could be a time where like a time portal that he stayed in for a while, and then like he like
let's do the time warp
warp
again.
again. Um, but like legitimately like he could have been stuck in some sort of stasis, almost like the Phantom Zone, but a place where he could have healed because he wasn't injured, right?
Mhm.
Um, and then like he came back, but he was re-injured when he remembered. That made no sense to me, but okay. um, but yeah, like he could have been put in some sort of like stasis dimension that um spit him back out after Crisis, right? So he's probably been living here since Crisis, and no one's noticed because he wasn't in Central City.
Mhm.
Um, because I think Mercer Labs is like Mercer Industries. I don't think they're in Central City. I think they're like in what, National City.
Mhm.
They're not that far away from them, but I don't think they're actually in Central City. So he had to go to Central City to find out stuff. Um, but yeah, like he's been here. He's probably been here since Crisis, and no one noticed because they never had a body to bury anyways. You know,
Mhm.
so then he showed up. Like it makes sense that his mind was warped, and he probably took on an identity of someone that was a version of him,
Yeah.
right? Like how there's different versions. Like there was of Caitlyn. Like you had Killer Frost on Earth too. Like it could have been similar to Henry's story. Like how on Earth 2 he wait, was he on Earth too? Oh, Henry wasn't on Earth too. That was Zoom. and Jesse. Whatever freaking Earth Henry is from.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But like Henry, his last name wasn't Allen, like I said earlier, right? His last name was
something.
Garrick.
Oh,
No,
Jake.
that
Okay,
was
no,
him.
wait. He was
That
Earth
was
2
him.
Jay Garrick. That's who he was. Like when in the crisis, when he
Right,
goes
Uncle Jay.
purple,
Yeah.
he was Jay Garrick,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
was Earth 2 Flash, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was captured by Zoom and Zoom took on his persona or something like that. But the but like his last name was Garrick because his mom's last name was Garrick and his dad's last name was Allen, but his dad like left them. So he was never an Allen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why his name is different. But that's the only thing that's different about him. You know,
Yeah.
like same DNA. It's still Henry Allen, but it's not, you know, because of the different circumstances. I mean, that could have happened to Eddie as well on a different version of Earth, and he could have taken over a version of himself that worked at Mercer Labs or Mercer Industries, and was this doctor of whatever doctoral thing he was.
Yeah.
You know, like that could have happened, you know, that his memories were overwritten by the merge of Crisis.
Yeah.
Like they might not explain that, but at least for my headcanon, that's how it happened.
What do you think of Keone's like
Goddess
sounded like
powers?
Earth nature type powers that she has?
I mean, essentially she's Gaia. Like
Gaia?
Mother Earth.
Oh.
Gaia is the name of Earth. It's Earth's name in some in some texts. Earth is named Gaia because like Mother Earth is like Native American. You know, that's what they would call Earth is Mother Earth. But because out of the earth comes all things, right? So Mother Earth. But Gaia is also a term that is used mainly by like ancient civilizations. Some of them used Gaia, not a lot. But it is a term for I forgot where it originated or why they named it Earth and not like Terra. But yeah, there's there might have been a cultural reason why they named it Gaia.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a name for the Earth. It's basically the goddess that is Earth. Her name is Gaia. Because there, even though like Earth was a physical thing, like they also saw like the Earth as a physical human body. Like Zeus isn't just lightning. Like there's a physical form of Zeus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a physical form of Gaia that is not the Earth, but what is a physical, like, woman figure
Mhm.
that they would name Gaia, who whose power and dominion was the earth itself. Um, so yeah. Um, but she has more than just like Gaia abilities, I would say. Like she has frost powers, like I don't think ice is really an ability of the earth. Like the earth can't create ice.
Right.
Um, it's only because the water is so far away from the sun and the heated temperatures of the ocean that are, heated at the equator by the sun, that the water gets so cold that it freezes. It's not that the earth is freezing it, it's just that part is not getting heated, right?
Mhm.
I mean, okay, ignoring the issues of the world today, that's the idea behind the ice caps and icebergs and stuff like that in the Arctic, right?
Mhm.
Um, so you can't technically say that she is fully Gaia powers because Gaia, Earth can't create ice. But I mean, other than that, like she feels a blade of grass in Peru. Like she can like point her finger up and it'll be like she's lifting that blade of grass in Peru. Like it'd be like hella funny. Like she's standing there to make a point. She just like points up and then like it flashes to like this blade of grass in Peru that just like lifts up because she's pointing up and it lifts the dirt. Like that would have been funny, like to make a point, you know. Um but that she can sense every human being on the planet.
Mhm.
Like stuff like that. Like she knows where everyone is. She knows what's natural and what isn't. Like she didn't ask Speed Force who she was. She asked Speed Force what she was.
Mhm.
You know? Like, what are you? Like, did you summon me? What are you? It's like, yes. Um, but I think her powers are the conceptual idea of a goddess,
Mhm.
but she's more of like a freaking like double triple S class meta human. Like
Yeah.
I mean maybe she could be on par with the guys. I mean technically speaking, we have seen like gods, right? In the Arrow universe. We saw them in Supergirl. Um the whole Leviathan thing.
Mhm.
Um it was like you had that one bald guy that could create earthquakes or whatever,
Mhm.
and like all of that stuff. Like those were um ancient metahumans that were treated as gods at one point, and they just never aged. So
Mhm.
I mean, Keon could be the start of that coming back because I'm pretty sure they were all destroyed. So if they were meant to be part of what kept the earth in balance, right? Because they each had a different thing within the earth that they controlled. Like one controlled like I said, like earthquakes. So he controlled the tectonic plates, right?
Uh,
And stuff like that. So maybe the universe saw that having all these powers in different figures could corrupt them. I mean,
Mhm.
having it in one person could corrupt the person, but like it depends on if you see Keon as an actual person or not.
Mhm.
Um, because she is the culmination of two deaths.
Mhm.
um, so there is argument to be made that Caitlyn died in the tube, right? When they
Mhm.
were trying to bring Brett Frost, Caitlyn died, and the forces that were given control over to the Leviathan people have been looking for a place to inhabit for such a long since they were destroyed, and they finally found a vessel that could be a an
Mhm.
argument could be made there for that, because we don't know how those Leviathan gods how their abilities truly worked within that sense.
Mhm.
If the abilities were what gave them such long lives, or if they found a way to give themselves such long lives. Um, like it could have been the powers like that the that the earth needs those powers to be around because maybe like since there's all these multiple versions, there's the multiverse, right? Like,
Mhm.
and the Earth itself is, scientifically speaking, is just a ball of dirt and rock with water,
Mhm.
right? So, like, if you look at it that way, then what makes the plates move, right?
Mhm.
Like, what controls that? And this could be their way of keeping the earth as alive, right? It could
Mhm.
be that these powers have been around since the dawn of time, right? That's how
Mhm.
old the Leviathan people said that they were around for. That's how old they said they were, that they've been around since the dawn of time or whatever. So they could have been the personification like Speed Force Nora, right? They could have been the aspects of those parts of the earth. But
Mhm.
then because they had nowhere to go, they combined into one and then chose to go into Keon, right? Um, I mean that could be an idea. Like there are multiple explanations you could go for, and those are just a couple right off the top of my head that I literally just came up with.
Mhm.
um, but I think it's a cool concept that she has those powers. And like I want to know what else she can do. Like make turning people into almost plant-like beings just so that they could survive, right? I
Mhm.
mean, she said you'll return back to normal in a little bit. Like it won't last, you know, but she was just doing it to save them so that they could breathe. Um but being able to transfigure one's DNA to survive as a plant while their brain is lacking oxygen so that they could receive the oxygen they need. Like
Mhm.
that's the next level power shit, right? So
Yeah,
like I want to know what else she can do.
I know, right? She's so interesting. Like, it's
Mhm.
so she's like literally part of both Caitlyn and Frost.
Mhm. Well, I mean, I see less Caitlyn in her and more Frost. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I can see Caitlyn in her like because of how timid she is.
Hmm.
Um, and like the way she processes the information is Caitlyn, but
Hmm.
she doesn't look at it scientifically. It's all about feelings and how she feels and if things feel natural and like stuff like that. And so like it seems more Frost like because she has ice powers, but you can see a little bit of Caitlyn in her mannerisms, I suppose. Um, but other than that, like you see the defiance in her a lot more,
Hmm.
and I feel like I see more Frost than I do Caitlyn. But
Yeah.
there are touches of Caitlyn's personality in there, like I said, how timid and shy she seems.
Hmm.
But Caitlyn would never get a plant and name it and have a conversation with it. That's something Frost would do.
Yeah.
Frost would get a plant if she could keep it alive, but she wouldn't.
Hmm.
Right? And she would name it and probably have a conversation with it every once in a while when she got bored. Like, because that's just Frost. So, like, in that way, like, and, like, I don't know. It just seems like she does a little bit more Frost than she does Caitlyn. At least for me.
Hmm.
What about
Yeah,
you?
I agree. I think that because she came more from Frost, because Mark was trying to bring back Frost, not Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Right.
that more of who she is related to Frost.
Yeah. That, and she still feels so uber connected to Mark.
Yeah.
Like,
But what did you think about what she did to like get the crystal? Like she basically
she killed him
he
and
was
then brought him
she
back.
killed him and brought him back to life. Like he was literally reborn.
Mm-hmm. As I was like speechless, just watch. I was like, "Am I watching
Like he
Indiana
was
Jones?
literally
Did he drink from the wrong goblet?" Like,
I mean,
you have chosen unwisely.
you have chosen poorly.
Yep, I was looking for that word because I remember him saying you have chosen wisely. So that's
He
why
did say you chose wisely after he chose the correct
right,
trail. But
right. But I
for the
couldn't remember
first
the word that was used,
yeah, for the
so
first
I was
part he's
like
like he
unwisely.
chose poorly.
Poorly, yes. Yeah, like that was legit going through my head. That and like the freaking mummy.
I'm so excited for Indiana Jones 5. It's got to be better than the fourth movie.
Oh my gosh! I mean, as long as Shia LaBeouf isn't in it,
He's not.
well, yeah. But I mean, like, yep.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I I do think that there is some bit of Frost that might have survived within Keon because of how attracted she is to Mark.
Hmm.
Like it gives off like I get such mixed signals from her. It's confusing even me. I can like I don't understand how Mark survives how confusing she is. Like like it's obvious that she has feelings for him, But then, like 2 seconds later, she's like, "Nah, bitch. Like I'm good."
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, "Girl, make up your mind." Like I'm not her, and then it's like, "But I need you." It's like, I'm not her, but I need you. I'm not her, but I need. I'm like, girl. Like you can't have both. You can either be friends with him or you can embrace your inner Frost, like one or the other.
Right.
Like, not both.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, her leaving the team to do what? Find herself? She doesn't need help doing that. She's doing fine on her own.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to leave to find herself or to figure out more of her powers. She can do that with the team. But maybe she wants to escape the normalcy of life because that is where Frost and Caitlin are from, right?
Right.
And she wants to find something that is completely hers,
Right.
right? Like she wants to meet people and make friends that never knew who Frost or Caitlin were. You know, she wants to have a life that isn't just a shadow of two amazing people. Because she's amazing herself. And I mean, like, I know they're not trying to do that, and they don't really, like, as far as I'm aware, they don't make her feel that way. But like, even if they're not intending to do that, like, and they don't do that, like, there'll always be a part of her that will be like, you know, like, at moments in time, like, why did they accept me? Because they accepted Caitlin and Frost. Like they only accepted me because I'm from them. You know, like there'll always be this I only fit in because of who they were, not because of who I am. And she needs to come to terms with where she came from before she can fully accept them as her family.
Yeah.
I think they should have explained that better in the
No,
show.
I understand. I get it.
Right, but like in the show, I think they should have explained that a lot
Oh,
better.
yeah, they should have.
Like instead of just like, I need to go on a personal journey. It's like, nah, come on, tell us the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. I mean, episode 3 is out, or part 3 is out, so I'm like curious to find out what's gonna happen.
Well, I know that Eddie rolls up in the hospital room with a
yeah,
bouquet
he's
of blue
asking
flowers.
Iris all these questions and stuff.
I straight up saw a tweet that said, "Okay, Eddie rolling in with obviously Walmart blue flowers." And he thinks she's gonna choose him over Barry.
Well,
like,
here's the finale promo.
Oh. So.
Something you need to know. Get your hands in the air, Lou! The whole timeline's breaking down. Tonight we change the future.
Eddie, I'm about to be born. Am I breaking timeline rules by being here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can't see it. I'm trying to show it to you, and you can't see it.
I can't see it. But yeah, am I breaking timeline rules by being here? Like,
My mom suffer and die. My wife is about to give birth to our child. I'm trying to save the timeline and Eddie's life. Every day
Oh.
I've got three.
Yes! Oh my.
I've got 3 words. Run, Barry. Run. Yes.
I'm not ready for it to be over.
I know, right?
Like, I can't handle it.
Like, this
Ah,
one show has taken up so many years of our life.
I'm gonna cry.
Like, girl, you can go back to season 1, episode 1, and see how young we were. Like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah, like, it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, my hair.
I mean, it's literally been 9 years of our lives. Like,
Yeah.
2014 was when we started doing all of this.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We were babies.
We were.
Ugh.
I sent you the link to the
Mhm.
finale promo. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do like a live next week for the series finale, but since it's going to be on at different times, it's not really going to work.
It's not like I'm
Because
gonna
it's going
see
to be
it
on.
before you
It's
do.
going to be on at 7 for you, and it's going to be on at
Mhm.
8 for me. So
Yeah, 8 for you in the middle of the week. I cannot do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's too late.
Yeah,
I
so
go to
what we'll do is
bed
like
at old
just
people
like,
times.
we'll watch part 3 and then, the finale will be Wednesday and then
Mhm.
we can like the following weekend, I guess we can do something nice, like special for it or something.
Yeah.
Like we'll do the review for the last 2 episodes and then we can either do like another video or we could just do it all in that one. I don't know, like we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Probably end up doing a separate video because these are long
This
enough.
is an hour already, so
Yeah. The reviews are long enough to probably end up doing a separate video.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like just a separate video, just kind of like with our overall like
Series.
memories of the show and
Yeah.
the series and
how it connected with other shows, probably.
yeah, and the characters and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna get any more of my buried iris.
You still have 2 episodes left to watch, girl.
I know, but after Wednesday, like there's no more.
I know.
We're not gonna have it again in the fall. We're not gonna have any more. It's over.
I know. It hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Did you see the entertainment magazine photos, like the cover photos?
I didn't.
There's one of Barry leaning over a box with the Flash suit hanging over, and it says Flash underneath it. And then it shows, and then the other one shows that the suit and the suit and the boots are the things sat on top. And then
Is it supposed to be the final poster?
Reveals, maybe it reveals that above the word Flash it says "Gone NA," so it's "Gone in a Flash," and you see Barry's back as he's walking away.
That's cool. So I
Right.
watched an Entertainment Weekly video yesterday with Grant Gustin where he was talking about, the ending and the show and all that, just as a whole. And he said that the final scene that you see in the episode is the final scene that was shot.
Ooh, That's always
So,
nice.
yeah. And he said that his wife and daughter were there for that part. For that, he was
Aw.
doing the last sequence and everything, and
Mhm.
yeah. So.
That's great. You know what? I hope they do. I
But
would love what?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I would love for them to overlay the final moments, because it has to be like some mushy scene, right, with Barry and Iris, right? And so, like, I would love for them to be playing the song he used to propose the second time over the like as the background music to the ending scene.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then like have it end with like the whole like every hour, like as it like
I'm
as
still
like
never
the
gonna get
song,
over that.
right?
I'm
As
still
the
never
song
gonna get over the
fades
line that was
and
in episode
then
7 of season 1 when he says you're worth being on time for. Like, I'm seriously
Yep.
still never gonna get over that line, okay?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I
Or
like
the it's
melted
still
when he said
beating.
that. Like, oh my gosh.
Right?
um Anyway, what I was gonna say was, doesn't Iris look a little bit big to be having just one child?
I mean, some women do get that big with one kid.
They do, and I'm not trying to
But
say anything offensive. I just mean,
right.
in
Yes.
terms of
Yes.
that,
Uh-huh.
she
Yes.
could be carrying more than one. I mean,
She definitely could be.
like,
You know what I am surprised about? She has not complained about them using Speed Force in her tummies.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. They're born
Like, I
with the
think what's
Speed
gonna
Force.
happen is
Like,
Nora's gonna, like what we saw in the promo, like Nora's gonna think it's just her being born, but then at the last second, it's gonna be like, oh, there's another baby, and you have to push
right.
more or whatever, and it's gonna be like, yes, we're gonna get the tornado twins, like.
Right? Like, straight up, it's because she's there. Because, like, she straight up, like, asked the team, am I breaking timeline rules by being here?
Like,
And, like, her presence at her own birth is like,
Eric Wallace just needs to make it happen. He needs to make it freaking happen. We cannot end the Flash without the tornado twins being at least a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, at least just being born.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can't have had all of these hints to it and then not be given that. We already had that happen one time.
Yeah. Like, I mean, freaking crap, like, during the Nora season, right? She went back in time with Barry and met Harrison Wells' song, right? And he asked about her brother. And she said, I don't have one. Because he straight up asked about her twin, and she's like, I don't have, I'm an only child. You know? So, like, he knew of a future where it was her and her brother, or her and her brother as twins. He knew of 2 separate futures, but he had never heard of one where she was alone.
It just needs to happen.
It does. It does.
Otherwise, it will make the ending a little bit less satisfying.
Oh, a lot less satisfying. Yes. Yeah. Although I am curious as to, Nora is there. Why is Bart not?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I guess we'll find out in the next 2 episodes.
Right. It's like I want it to happen just so I can see more, but at the same time I don't because I don't want it to end.
I know.
Like,
Because we're actually
yeah.
getting like an ending for this show. Like the other ones that we liked, aside from Supergirl, because that had an ending too. But like aside,
Yeah.
like the other one, like Legends didn't. And you know, so we got one with Arrow, we got one with Supergirl, we're getting one with the Flash, but we didn't get one with Legends. And
No. And I don't think
so,
Batwoman really got a good ending either, from what I heard.
which one?
Batwoman.
Oh, I hardly watched that show. So
Me too. I stopped before they even found Batwoman.
I'm just not
Oh.
as into that. Never really have been.
Yeah. Yep. I was in it more for the relationships, and I found like the stepsister relationship really interesting, and the ex-girlfriend relationship really interesting.
Yeah, those kinds of shows, it
And
would be more about the relationship for me too. Because like
yeah,
I'm not like
like
into the Batman history and the Batman story as much.
right.
So I mean, it depends on like the movie or whatever,
Mhm.
but most of the time I'm not.
Right. But I just found her relationship with her stepsister really interesting, and like that dynamic was really cool. And I wanted to see it progress, but then Ruby left the show, so
Yeah.
obviously that storyline couldn't continue. And then because the sister dynamic wasn't there and the girlfriend dynamic wasn't there, I didn't care anymore. Like
Mhm.
that's really the only reasons I was watching was just like the sister dynamic and the girlfriend dynamic. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. No. Rip. But yeah, I don't think that they got a um official ending either. Like much
Yeah, they
like
probably did.
Legends.
But I mean, it's just I don't want it to end either, but at the same time it clears up a little bit more space for me to like watch other things, but
Yeah.
I also just don't want it to be over because then I don't have anything
Right.
to look forward to.
Yeah. Definitely. I looked forward to the Flash, and with it gone, like it's the last show that I really look forward to every week, besides Doctor Who.
I mean, there's others that I
But
like that are current that I watch that I do
I
forward
don't watch regular
to.
TV anymore, and so I don't and I don't really even watch the streaming stuff anymore. I kind of just flip through YouTube and fall asleep. So
You
I'm not
still
like
need to freaking watch the Doctor Who finale
I
for
know.
Jodie.
I know. I keep like going, maybe I should watch it. And then I'm like, I'm really tired. I will pass out if I watch it.
Like, you have until November to watch it before there's new Doctor Who.
I'm definitely gonna watch it before then. I'm thinking about finding time this week. Like I need to. So
Yeah, because it's good.
yeah.
Okay, well, this is almost an hour and 15 minutes, so
Okay. So
the next time
I
you'll see us, the
suppose.
show will
Yep.
be over.
Yeah.
Um,
That's that killed my heart.
I know.
So I guess until next time.
Next time, keep believing in the impossible.
Possible.